Hey, good morning. Got a little extra something for you on anyway. It's Friday. When the sun came up, I decided to go exploring on my scooter. This is Google Maps. Hopefully it's showing up nice. This little blue dot is where I don't know what that little blue dot is, but that's not my apartment. My apartment is this building right here. And I go out, I come through the atrium, down a little, not a step, but where the concrete is higher than the ground. It's about 2 inches. I go flying off of that. Then I come around here. You know what? This ain't right. This is my building. That's a different. I don't know what the hell is going on. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is my building. I come out here and I go flying off. And then I come around this corner and through these bushes and trees, around all these cars, all the way over to here where I get onto the hike and bike trail. Normally I go north. And I go underneath it's called the Mopac Expressway, but this part of the expressway is more like slow way. Anyway, I go out and I take it all the way up here, and I'll either go to this church where the food bank is, or I'll keep going all the way up to this Valero where the cigarettes are the cheapest. And that's a straight shot. I just have to wait for the light here and then turn. Sometimes I'll go down One Oak Road and cross on my own. I don't have to wait for a light, just have to wait for cars. Anyway, that's not what I'm here to show you. I should have done a dry run of this. Okay, here's my apartment. I come out, I go around this corner. I want them to bust out the curb over around here somewhere so I can get on here without having to go through all this bullshit over here. I come on, and today I went south. I went down, way down here, and I think I went as far as, how far did I go? I should have done a dry run. I got to the crest of a hill and I decided to turn around, but then I got lost. Yeah, I didn't come through here. That's a whole lot of pretty tree area. And I think I would have, I took a side trail. Was that it? Yeah, I didn't run into this. Maybe, maybe this was the side trail I took. I did see a lot of rabbits. Did not see any snakes. Hey, this must have been, and this was a rough road. Or maybe this might have been, no, this was it. This was a rough road. Anyway, I started way over there, and I came down here. No, something's wrong. Because I ended up at the library. I should have done a dry run. I apologize, folks. I apologize to each and every one of you, all 6 of you. Where's the library? Because that's where I ended up. Oh. This is the facility I checked out yesterday, assisted living facility. So the library here, that's the ladder. Okay, that's a pretty church I drove by. This must be the library. Yeah. I ended up here, so yeah, that must have been the road I took. I came down here. Here's my apartment. I came down here. This looks familiar. There's a hill here, yeah. And I decided not to go forward. I decided to go back. But instead of going back to where I came, I went this way for some reason. I don't know. Yeah. And somewhere around here I ended up in some trees. Oh yeah, because there's a, right here, I can't get down the curb, but I checked it out. There's a path. I've always known it was there, and I've always told myself if I get a decent enough scooter, I'm going to jump that curb and go to the library and get a library card. I went to the library yesterday. It was closed due to 3 guesses. First 2 don't count. Wrong, wrong. Closed due to COVID-19. As a matter of fact, that assisted living facility wouldn't let me in either because they have city ordinance, no visitors. So anyway, I ended up here. I came out here, went there, went down, yeah, and then I ended up here. And I tried to see if I could find, I went through these trees, I went up, and then I went down, trying to find a hole in the curb. Because there's a hole in the curb over here. You can come up into the driveway and there's a hole in the curb right here. You can come up if you want. And there's a hole in the curb in front of my apartment. This side has a sidewalk ramp, or incline, whatever you want to call it, but on my side it has a regular sidewalk. It's not inclined, but there's a hole in the curb, so I just go off the sidewalk, boop, and into the road. But I couldn't find one of those anywhere. I did see about 6 rabbits. I didn't see any snakes, and I was definitely looking for snakes. I don't want to have to deal with a rattlesnake as a disabled American veteran. So I came up here and I saw 2 real pretty ladies jogging. I was going to go this way and I saw them, so I did a 180 or 360, whatever. I did a donut on my scooter. And I came back around and they were stretching right around here. They were much better looking up close. One of them had red satin shorts on, the other one had blue cotton shorts on. They both had white tanks on. Might have been a mother-daughter, I don't know. But I said, "Good morning, ladies." They said, "Good morning." And then I went about my merry way, thinking if I had had my camera, I could have interviewed them. That would have been more interesting than me flipping through this map. Anyway, I came back to my street. I had to cross here, just crosswalk, because there's no sidewalk here. I could go in the grass, but it's dangerous. Even if I'm in the grass, you can't trust cars coming from behind you. So I crossed, and came all down this beautiful white sidewalk to here. Came across, came home. I would say right after I saw those pretty ladies is when I decided I'm going to make a quick short video to add on to Anyway It's Friday. I already published today's episode. This is like an extra. But what did I do when I get back in my apartment? I start playing a game. And then I ordered McDonald's through DoorDash. That should be here in about 25 minutes. Maybe sooner. There's not a lot of traffic out there. Well, they haven't picked it up yet. Okay, so here's my neighborhood. Here's a pool I can't use because I'm crippled and I have a colostomy bag. The management said they don't have a problem with it, but I think it's kind of creepy. It's an open wound, so I wouldn't want that kind of thing in my pool ever. There's the office. Get in closer. I wonder if there's anybody. One time I was looking through, what was I looking at? I think Del Rio, Texas, where I used to live. I zoomed in as close as I could and there were some sunbathers. It looked like they didn't have any clothes on, but that's probably because you can't really get that detail with the computer that I had. So there's the pool. I've lost my orientation. Where's the freaking mailbox? This is the mailbox. I don't remember. Yeah, it's under these trees. Wonder why that blue dot is there. These are my streets. Me and my scooter. You know, before I lived way the back here in the boony land, I used to live in 706, which is right here. I've asked the management a couple of times to help me transfer closer so I could be closer to the bus stop, closer to the mailbox, closer to the laundry room, closer to the pool. They told me they'll look into it. Before my brother, bless his heart, love him to death, got me this scooter, I would walk from here. When I say walk, I mean hobble. From here, and I'd walk through this path. Here's a basketball court that I can't use. And then I'd have to come down here, and then there's some serious steps right here under this tree. I'd say they're about 1.5 feet. What's that? 18 inches high each. There's 2 of them. And without a cane, it's a chore. As soon as I lift one of my feet, my sense of balance is out the window. So if I have a cane and I lift a foot, my balance corrects itself almost immediately. It's not so bad going up without a cane, but going down is kind of scary. It's weird. And you may think, well, just walk in the grass, John, until you get to the curb. It's only about 5 or 6 inches, 4, I think. Well, walking in the grass, believe it or not, is harder than walking on pavement. For me, I'm not going to claim it's that way for all people who have my type of condition. But for me, walking in the grass is not that easy. Now, I do have to walk through the grass. Once I get here, here's the gazebo where I asked the Lord to make it stop raining, and He did, until I got about here. And this was about 30 seconds to my apartment at a brisk pace for a crippled man. What shape were they going for with this pool? When I lived in 706, I went to that pool every day. After work, I'd get in there and swim. Back and forth. I tried to do 50 laps a day. It was, I started it was fun. It was boring as hell, but it was, what do you call it, I want to say energizing, that's the wrong word. Anyway, that's what I did this morning. Hope you enjoyed my little tour of my apartment complex. Oh, maybe you can see. Yeah, right here, see, there's no curb. The sidewalk goes over here, but then there's like 4 to 6 inch curb. This sidewalk over here, which you can't see because of the shadow, yeah, you can. It goes down into the road. This one don't, and this one don't. But there's no curb here, so I can go on the grass and get down. It's a little bumpy, but no problem. I want them to do it over here. Somewhere along here. It would be better if they did it over here on this fire lane. Because if a car's parked here, doing it here is not going to do me any good. It needs to be where I can access it 24/7. And there's no, I look. I drive up and down, looking. for a breach in the perimeter. And there just ain't one. There's one over here, right around here somewhere. Maybe it's right here. I've used it in the past. And you can go through that atrium, get right to the office, or you can go this way, go to the pool. But now that I got a decent working scooter, I just go the long way around. I don't like to do stuff unless I got more than one thing to do, so I'll usually grab a couple bags of trash or whatever I got ready to go, dump it, and then head that way to check my mail or talk to somebody in the office or whatever, or just Google anybody that might be at the pool. Wonder when this satellite photo was taken. Is there a way to see the date? Map data 2020. 3D Earth view is not available. Okay, well, enough of this. Oh, and before I forget, please like, please share, please subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your teacher, tell your preacher, tell your precinct police chief, psychiatrist, dentist, doctor. Toodaloo, folks.